And DJ Moore has thrown on the headset with little DJ in hand. It's Scott Can Pelt. DJ, welcome back to the show, man. Let's start with a little guy. Does he have any idea what just happened?
Do you know what just happened? No. He told me that I scored a touchdown, so he might know a little bit.
All he cares about is if Santa Claus coming to town. I bet the answer is yes. But let's focus on right now, and we're about next week. That was absolutely remarkable. How do you just describe to me what the last basically half hour of real time was like in Soldier Field for you and your teammates?
Yeah, it was either go out there and put up, or we got to shut up and figure out a way to figure out how to win next week. But we got that win today.
But, I mean, the thing about this team, DJ, is that you continue to find ways, and that's such a cliche, right? Mm-hmm. And it's such a cliche to stay in the fight, but you all do. The belief that exists among your group that we're going to figure out a way, how much has it grown from, say, early September to now here late December?
I would say it just started with the first two losses. We was out of those games, especially the second one, but then we bounced back, came back, had a come to Jesus moment, and then just went on a tear of just comeback wins, and we know we never out to fight.
As you're running down the field there, you know that it's just you and him, and as you look up and are tracking that football, I don't know if you're thinking anything, if it's just playing football and I make a catch like I have my whole life. You tell me, what's that moment like?
All the thinking was at the line. I had to see the coverage, and it was just one-on-one, me and him, and then Caleb threw a perfect ball like we did in practice. So I knew it was going to be a catch, and it was going to be for the win at that point.
But, like, I'm watching it right now. I don't know if you've got any ability to see it, but Soldier Field goes absolutely bananas. Have you ever heard that place quite like that?
No. Once I scored and heard the team behind me, they run on the field, and then I heard the fans going stupid, and that was the first time I ever heard it get that loud in here.
Well, I mean, you guys might have more in store. The games are only going to get more important. I want to just close with one last thought. We have shown, DJ, the locker room celebrations with your coach. Shirt off, yelling good, better, best, all that. My man gets nuts. I can't imagine today. What was the scene like today, given who you beat and how you beat them?
It was crazy. He ran up and hugged me after the catch, after the touchdown, after the game. So that was the first. And then when we came in the locker room, the music was going. Everybody just was in good spirits and just ready to go.
Dude, what?
What a game.
I mean, we just got down to the studio, put on a mic. I got no idea. What are we?
Well, I mean, listen, we're watching that game saying, you know what? Hey, good for Malik Willis.
Yep.
Backup goes into the game and has a chance to do what you need your backup to do, help you win the football game.
And then?
And then, you know, after they kind of get back into him, some mistakes not Willis's fault, but the fumbled snap.
Yep.
Gives life to Chicago. And then, you know, we've talked about this, I think, a few times this year. A quarterback that is struggling, like the game's not going the way that he wants it to go. He's kind of playing uphill. And then he's got to make a couple plays at the end of the game, and he's able to do it. And so, obviously, the touchdown to Walker, the fourth down play, you said it, all-out pressure. Green Bay's trying to in and out it. They have two guys go for the underneath guy. That leaves them open. Then the hard play action versus like a quarters coverage look. Got Moore running to the post, and then it's a perfect throw. I mean, literally couldn't be handed to him any better than that. And so on a night that was windy, he's without his two top receivers against a very good defense. I think Caleb Williams and the resolve of that Bears team is pretty impressive.
Dusty Dvorak is with us. He'll be talking college football playoff, and he's been here the last 2 days, and we've been laughing about, you know, we take notes throughout these games. Mm-hmm. And I told him the story about during the NBA Finals, having to explain to Ty Halliburton that I had written all these notes down during the game about the Thunder, and then it was useless because he hit a buzzer beater.
Right.
We're prepared to talk about, man, Bears might be in trouble. Got to go to San Francisco. Got Detroit coming in. And that's what it felt like we were going to talk about, because it felt like Malik Willis had done a wonderful job after the Love injury. You're going to win this game. And then the recovery of the onside after the remarkable touchdown. I mean, that came actually to tie the game. Just I can't even fathom what I just witnessed, but the Bears have done this over and over and over and over again. I don't know when they run out of lives, but it wasn't a day.
Well, they have 11 wins. So, I mean, the
amazing.
reality, so for, we didn't give them their credit for winning 11 games in the NFL in a division that's got other good teams in the division. So, look, I think there's a lot to like about them. Their quarterback clearly can rise to the occasion in big moments. We've seen them run the football extremely well. And I think defensively, they've, shown that they can stay in the fight with anybody.
Well, their ability to, we had Bill Barnwell over on a few weeks ago, and he pointed out they turn you over at an incredibly high rate, but beyond that, they're not great statistically. But so what? I mean, I'm happy to give up yards if I can rip the ball out inside the 5-yard line, but just this is a two-pronged thing because not only do they win this, but this sends Green Bay somewhat reeling. You've got Baltimore, who they're fighting for their lives. Right. Minnesota is out of it, but this is a game that if you win it, you feel like you're in charge of things, and now they find themselves on a very different playoff path.
Totally different playoff path because, yes, the challenge ahead of them, and oh, by the way, your quarterback left the game because of a concussion. That's not something he can tough through. He's got to go through the protocol and basically wait until he's cleared by going through the process. So who knows when you'll get him? Like, they did play on a Saturday. That obviously helps in terms of playing the next week. But, yeah, because you could be starting Malik Willis playing for your playoff life, and he looked like he got a little dinged up in the game.
Surely, they took a shot there late, and he ended up landing on his shoulder after the game was tied, and then they fumbled that 4th and 1 snap in overtime. And I think there's some parallels to be drawn between this year's Chicago team and last year's Washington team, where they keep winning games in close games, so lucky, however you want to frame it. But at some point, you win enough games, like no one's taken 11 wins away from you, and you're talking about being a playoff team. How much belief is sown from the way they continue to win these games and put themselves in a place where they're going to have a chance to win more significant games?
I think especially something like this, because everyone in that locker room knows the magnitude of this game. They know that they were going to the Niners next week. They know that they were going to see Detroit week 18. They know that stuff. And so basically, to be out of it, you're down 2 scores, you're well into the 4th quarter, and then to say, like, hey, you know what? Like, we're going to stay in the fight on this thing. You said it in the highlight. No one gets onside kicks. We're going to stay in the fight. Like, do you need, the ball to bounce your way sometimes? Sure you do. But if you are trusting the people that are part of the process, the head coach, the quarterback, those guys, and then even other leadership that's on their team, you think of some of the guys on both sides of the ball. So, I think that it's a team. I think you can feel a little bit like Denver that way. There's a confidence about them because that's what the head coach is selling to them, and it's working.
The Green Bay game, by the way, next week against Baltimore, it's a Saturday game, meaning Love will not have an extra day in protocol. To try to, as you say, you can't tough it out, right? No. Not like there's a shot for that one. Matt LaFleur on how it all went wrong.
That was the onside kick blocked well enough.
Rob, I saw the ball. I'm watching the ball the whole time. As far as what was it blocked well enough, I have to go back and watch the tape. But, I thought we had an opportunity to field the ball. We just didn't field the ball.
Kind of big picture, how much does this one hurt? I mean, you had the game in hand and had a chance to be in first place coming out of here.
Yeah, it does hurt. I feel like you're rubbing salt in the wound there, Bill. But the reality of it, and, it should hurt because these guys, all of us, we put a lot into this thing. And you had opportunities. You're up 2 scores late in the game, and unfortunately, it flipped pretty quick.
Do you have an update on Jordan and Romeo?
I don't.
The guys in the locker room, and I'll reiterate it, is just this is a special group. I felt that early in the season. You get with some of those wins, the Raiders game and the Washington game, and you start feeling it, the belief, and this just doesn't. This group, I'm talking about coaches and players combined. It's rare. It really is, and I can't say enough good things about the people in this building. has done a great job bringing this collection of people together. And, man, they're mentally tough. They're physically tough. I know we're going to fight you for 60 minutes. And a game like that, even though the odds are against us there that late, we're going to keep on swinging and make some plays when we needed to. So I couldn't be more proud of the group. I mean, I'm very fortunate to be in the position I'm in, coaching these guys, and not something I take for granted.
It's a big feat. So I think right now, given all the success and all the competitive football that is going on in this division over the last 20-plus years, be able to win it back-to-back is a huge accomplishment.
We'll have moments in this season we're like, damn, like, we're not doing this, we're not doing that. We just won the NFC East championship division. And went back-to-back, something that hasn't been done in a long time. So, it's funny. It all depends on the perspective you can have. And we're right, like we've been saying, we're right where we want to go. And you get 3 opportunities to do it, and we got the first one.
More context on what you heard them describe. It has been a competitive division. It's the only division in the NFL where every single team has won a Super Bowl through the years. But if you go back to the early 2000s when Philly won 4 in a row, following that, 20 consecutive seasons without any team winning back-to-back titles, and now Philly runs it back as they are reigning Super Bowl champions and, once again, NFC East champions. Tim is back with us. And this Philly team, I was in L.A. for Monday Night Football, and they lost to the Chargers. It was 3 in a row. And on the way out, I saw Coach Sirianni, and I was joking. I said, well, you got Vegas, and then you got a couple banged up Washington team. Maybe you guys can get the train back on the tracks. Okay, well, they have. Mm-hmm. Is there smoke and mirrors to that, or you feel like they've gotten it all sorted out?
Well, the expectations for them are they want to be in the Super Bowl. They want to win it. Like, that's the expectation. So I think when you watch them, I do think there's a long-term problem in terms of how they're playing up front. And so, Saquon, he rushed for 1,000 yards, but I'm gonna just tell you, it's not good up front. It's not been good in pass protection, and it's not been good in the run game. And so I think when you look at like the negative plays, the plays where he's getting hit at the line of scrimmage, even the quarterback run game stuff, like this play here, where you have good angles for everybody, and Hurts is met at the line of scrimmage, that doesn't work against good teams that aren't playing their third quarterback. Like it won't in the postseason. And it's one of these weird things. Like because it's a lot of the same guys up front. With the exception, Lane Johnson is out.
He's trending towards being back hopefully next week for them.
But outside of that,
it's
kind of everybody else that's been there. So that's what's been surprising. But they are not playing well up front. And I think that, when you're not playing the Raiders and you're not playing Washington and you're in a tough NFC and you're playing a team like Chicago or somebody that we saw play tonight, that's a problem.